Welcome to District Command Central, your go-to source for the latest news and updates on the Washington Commanders. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a play. Big news is brewing in the nation's capital as the Washington Commanders reportedly worked out veteran defensive end Preston Smith, according to insider Field Yates. For fans following the twists and turns of this offseason, this isn't just another transaction. It's a story steeped in history, financial drama, and the kind of football intrigue that could reshape Washington's pass rush in 2025. Smith, 32, isn't just any free agent floating in the NFL ether. He's a former second-round pick out of Mississippi State, drafted by none other than the Commanders themselves back in 2015. His journey has been a roller coaster of high expectations, massive contracts, trades, and, of course, flashes of brilliance that have made him a household name among defensive aficionados. The fact that Washington is now circling him again after almost a decade is already enough to get fans talking, theorizing, and perhaps even daydreaming about a reunion that could restore some former glory to their defensive line. The path that led Preston Smith back into the spotlight is as dramatic as any primetime NFL thriller. After starting his career in Washington and completing the final year of his four-year rookie deal, Smith caught the eye of the Green Bay Packers, who signed him to a four-year, $52 million contract in 2019. This move was supposed to cement his role as a premier pass rusher, a player capable of transforming a defense from merely solid to downright terrifying. And for a time, he delivered. Smith was the kind of player who could make quarterbacks sweat, that one relentless edge presence who could turn a game with a single play. But the NFL is never static, and just when it seemed like Smith had found a long-term home, the winds of change blew in. By 2022, he was entering the final year of that Packers deal, due $12.5 million in combined salaries and bonuses, and the team showed its commitment by giving him a four-year, $52.5 million extension that March. A figure that should have guaranteed stability. Yet stability in the NFL is always precarious, and Smith's career trajectory would soon remind us of that all too clearly. Mid-season trades, injuries, cap concerns. These are the realities that make NFL careers feel like high-stakes chess games played under pressure. Smith found himself traded from Green Bay to Pittsburgh, a move that fans and analysts alike read with equal parts curiosity and skepticism. Could a change of scenery reignite his dominant form? For the Steelers, it was an opportunity to add veteran depth and experience, especially along a defensive line that needed a spark. But the NFL is cruel in its efficiency. By February of this year, Smith was released, becoming one of the more talked-about free agents of the offseason. Now, entering 2025 without a team, he represents both a risk and a potential reward for any franchise willing to gamble on a player with proven pass-rushing prowess, but with a recent history of instability. For Washington, this is more than just a workout. It's a chance to see whether a familiar face can rekindle past chemistry, bring leadership to a defensive line in transition, and possibly provide the edge needed to compete in a hyper-competitive NFC East. Looking at Smith's stats from the 2024 season gives a snapshot of both his durability and his impact on the field. Over 9 games with the Packers and 8 with the Steelers, he tallied 32 total tackles, 5 tackles for loss, for 0.5 sacks, and even added a fumble recovery to his stat line. These numbers might not leap off the page in isolation, but context is everything. Adjusting to mid-season trades, new schemes, and locker room dynamics is a challenge for any player, let alone a veteran expected to perform at a high level. Despite these obstacles, Smith showed flashes of the player Washington fans remember. Fast off the edge, savvy in reading offensive schemes, and capable of delivering game-changing plays when it mattered most. For a team looking to fortify its pass rush, these are exactly the qualities that make a veteran like Smith an intriguing candidate, especially when paired with younger, developing talents who could benefit from his mentorship on and off the field. There's also a financial subtext to this story that cannot be ignored. Veteran pass rushers of Smith's caliber do not often come without strings attached. Contracts, cap hits, and guaranteed money are all part of the calculus, and for a team like Washington, weighing these factors against the potential on-field upside is a delicate balancing act. Smith's career has been punctuated by lucrative deals, And while he may no longer command the top dollar he once did, his experience and positional value give him leverage in negotiations. The front office now faces a decision that could ripple through the roster. Do they bring in a familiar veteran to stabilize the edge, or do they invest in younger, perhaps cheaper options and risk losing the immediate impact a player like Smith could provide? It's the kind of off-season chess move that sets the stage for weeks of debate, analysis, and speculation among fans, pundits, and fantasy players alike. Moreover, the timing of this workout carries its own narrative weight. Washington's defensive line has been under scrutiny, and the addition of a seasoned edge rusher could signal a shift in philosophy or an acknowledgement of gaps that need immediate addressing. For Smith, this is an opportunity to return to the scene of his early NFL success, to prove that despite the twists and turns of his career, he still possesses the talent, drive, and football IQ to compete at the highest level. Fans are naturally drawn to stories of redemption, of veterans coming back to where it all began, and this scenario checks every box. The Commanders' stadium could once again witness Smith's trademark speed off the edge, his relentless pursuit of quarterbacks, and his ability to change the momentum of a game with a single, decisive play. The drama of what could be is intoxicating, and for an NFL audience that thrives on narratives, the intrigue is palpable. Of course, no discussion of Preston Smith is complete without acknowledging the broader context of his career. His journey has intersected with some of the NFL's most fascinating storylines: high-profile contracts, mid-season trades, and the ongoing tension between player value and team financial strategy. His path is emblematic of the modern NFL player experience, where talent meets economics, and performance is measured not just in sacks and tackles, but in timing, fit, and adaptability. As the league evolves, players like Smith who have navigated multiple teams, schemes, and locker rooms offer a unique blend of reliability and unpredictability. They are the kinds of athletes who, when brought into the right situation, can elevate a team from good to great, or at the very least, bring a measure of stability and veteran savvy to a unit in flux. As the Washington Commanders explore this potential reunion, the anticipation among fans is electric. The idea of Smith returning to where it all began is more than just a storyline. It's a question of strategy, timing, and opportunity. Can the Commanders reignite the spark that made Smith a feared pass rusher in his early career? Can he adapt to a new generation of teammates while rediscovering the rhythm that made him one of the league's more formidable edge defenders? These are the questions that will dominate discussions over the coming weeks as workouts progress, evaluations are made, and ultimately, decisions are finalized. The stakes are high, the narrative compelling, and for football fans, this is exactly the kind of storyline that makes the offseason feel almost as thrilling as the regular season itself. In a league where change is constant and opportunities are fleeting, the potential reunion of Preston Smith and the Washington Commanders serves as a potent reminder of how past, present, and future collide on the NFL stage. From his early days as a promising Mississippi State prospect to his rise as a high-profile veteran navigating trades and contracts, Smith's journey embodies the drama, excitement, and uncertainty that make professional football so irresistible. And now, as Washington's front office evaluates him once again, fans can only speculate, debate, and dream about what this addition might mean for the team's 2025 campaign. Will Smith recapture the magic of his early years? Can he anchor a pass rush and inspire a defense that has been searching for identity and consistency? These questions hang in the air, heavy with anticipation, setting the stage for one of the more intriguing stories of this NFL offseason. Every workout, every evaluation, every passing day only adds to the suspense. The Commanders are weighing not just a player, but a chapter of their own franchise history. Smith is not just a name on the free agent market. He's a symbol of opportunity, experience, and the tantalizing possibility that the past can inform the present in ways that elevate a team's future. For fans in Washington and NFL watchers nationwide, this is more than a roster move. It's a story that promises drama, excitement, and perhaps the rekindling of a football romance that began a decade ago and could define the next season in the nation's capital. The countdown has begun. The speculation is reaching a fever pitch, and one thing is certain: wherever Preston Smith lands, The narrative is just getting started, and the NFL world will be watching every step of the way with bated breath. If you're enjoying the coverage, make sure to smash that like button and drop a comment with your thoughts on the Commanders' latest moves. We want to hear from you. Chaos erupted on the sideline during what was supposed to be a routine practice for the Washington Commanders. And if you think things have been tense before, hold on to your seats because the latest developments are absolutely next level. Sources on the field reported that head coach Dan Quinn and star wide receiver Terry McLaurin were seen exchanging heated words, loud enough for multiple players and staff to stop in their tracks and watch. Eyewitnesses describe it as a full-blown shouting match, a public clash that no one expected from a team trying to steady itself after a rocky start to the season. What started as a disagreement over a single play quickly spiraled into a verbal battle that left everyone around them stunned. And rumors are now flying that the tension between Quinn and McLaurin has been simmering for months, if not longer. Insiders suggest that this is not just a momentary outburst, but rather a manifestation of deeper issues within the locker room, issues that could have major implications for the team's chemistry and morale moving forward. People who have been close to the team hint that McLaurin has grown increasingly frustrated with what he perceives as inconsistent coaching strategies and lack of trust in his playmaking abilities, while Quinn, known for his fiery personality and demand for discipline, apparently reached his breaking point after repeated pushbacks from the star receiver. The atmosphere reportedly became so unbearable that some assistants tried to intervene, but the tension was palpable, almost electrifying, and even seasoned staff members were caught off guard by the sheer intensity of the confrontation. Word has it that players were forced to step in and create a buffer between the two, and for a brief moment, the situation had everyone questioning whether it would escalate beyond words. It wasn't just a private disagreement. It was visible, public, and, according to those present, heated enough that the echoes of their shouting could be heard across the field. Rumors are now swirling that this incident may mark a turning point for the Commanders, a team already grappling with internal strife, injuries, and inconsistent performances. Analysts are speculating that this could either be the catalyst for a hard reset, forcing accountability and clarity in leadership, or it could deepen existing rifts, creating factions within the locker room and undermining Quinn's authority as head coach. People close to the situation are whispering that McLaurin, widely regarded as the team's most reliable offensive weapon, has been feeling undervalued, especially in critical game situations where his input reportedly hasn't been adequately considered. Meanwhile, Quinn, a coach who prides himself on structure, discipline, and rigorous adherence to his system, is said to have little tolerance for perceived dissent or hesitation, creating a perfect storm for clashes like the one witnessed. Several teammates are reportedly caught in the middle, attempting to maintain professional decorum while silently bracing for what some fear could be a prolonged period of unrest. The timing couldn't be worse, according to insiders, as the Commanders are preparing for a stretch of games that could define their season. The last thing they need is a public feud between their head coach and one of their key players, and yet here they are, navigating the fallout from a moment that has already become the talk of the league. Social media has erupted in response to the rumored clash, with fans debating who is at fault, dissecting every snippet of video footage, and speculating about the long-term implications for both Quinn and McLaurin. Some commentators are framing it as a classic conflict between a headstrong star and a disciplined coach, a dynamic that has played out countless times in professional sports, while others argue that the incident signals deeper instability within the Commanders' organization, raising questions about the management's ability to handle high-pressure situations. One insider noted that this incident is likely just the tip of the iceberg, suggesting that tensions have been building behind closed doors for weeks, if not months. Locker room dynamics, personality clashes, and differing visions for the team's offensive and defensive strategies are all reportedly contributing factors, painting a picture of a team at a crossroads. The narrative emerging from Washington hints at a complex web of relationships, expectations, and unspoken grievances that may finally be coming to a head in a very public manner. Meanwhile, players and staff are said to be walking on eggshells, wary of triggering further confrontation while trying to stay focused on practice and upcoming games. The fallout could extend far beyond the sideline, with rumors circulating that the front office is monitoring the situation closely and may be forced to make difficult decisions if the tension continues. Some league insiders suggest that McLaurin's future with the team could be under review if the relationship with Quinn doesn't improve, though others believe that the coach will attempt to assert his authority and resolve the conflict internally. There's also speculation that this incident may influence upcoming contract negotiations, trade considerations, and even public perception of the Commanders' leadership, making it a story with ramifications that could echo throughout the NFL. Fans, naturally, are captivated, dissecting every nuance of the clash, speculating about hidden tensions, and debating how this will affect on-field performance. In the background, reports indicate that Quinn is holding private meetings with staff, likely trying to assess the mood of the locker room and contain any potential fallout before it spreads. Some sources hint that McLaurin, known for his professionalism but also for his outspoken nature when provoked, may be seeking reassurance that his role in the team is secure and respected, adding another layer of complexity to the saga. Analysts are already drawing parallels to other high-profile coaching player feuds, noting that the resolution, or lack thereof, could shape not just the Commanders' season, but also perceptions of Quinn's tenure as head coach. There's also chatter that this confrontation has sparked a wider conversation among players about leadership, accountability, and communication, with some veterans reportedly trying to mediate tensions and guide younger teammates through the upheaval. What makes this even more intriguing is the timing. The team is entering a critical phase of the season where cohesion, trust, and clarity of roles are more important than ever, yet the very foundation of those elements is now being publicly questioned. The narrative, as it unfolds, suggests that every practice, meeting, and play call could be scrutinized through the lens of this confrontation, amplifying pressure on everyone involved. Rumors are growing about potential outcomes. Some insiders predict reconciliation and renewed focus, perhaps even a moment of solidarity forged through adversity, while others warn that this could be the spark that ignites deeper divisions, potentially destabilizing the Commanders at a pivotal moment in their season. The intrigue is compounded by the fact that neither Quinn nor McLaurin has made an official statement, leaving fans, media, and league observers to speculate wildly about motives, attitudes, and likely consequences. Every social media post, sideline interaction, and press conferences being analyzed for hints of lingering tension or signs of rapprochement. The story, in short, is far from over, and the rumor mill is only getting started. Insiders suggest that the next few days could be crucial, with potential mediation sessions, team meetings, and private conversations that could either mend or deepen the fracture between coach and star receiver. The Commanders organization is reportedly aware of the optics, understanding that this is not just a locker room issue, but a public relations situation with fans, media, and sponsors watching closely. Thanks for tuning into District Command Central. Make sure to subscribe and follow us for all the Commanders news you need. Until next time, keep the faith and hail to the Commanders.